So a little bit about Vector. So we started in 2013. It was myself and another colleague, which some of you may have met at previous PGA conferences in the UK. We did not come from the freight forwarding industry. For my background, came from, I studied biology and biochemistry in undergrad, went to business school, worked for a consulting company, and then decided that freight forwarding is what I needed to get into. So, but for us, we started the company in Atlanta, Georgia, in 2013, and we've expanded to Mexico, Chile, Peru, and we'll have an office open in Ukraine in about 2 months to try and position ourselves there to help rebuild the country whenever the war comes to an end. And so, for us, we specialize. We do almost anything and everything. We really focus on hiring smart people. Our approach for getting into the industry was making sure that you had a single point of contact, but then also making sure that we deliver on results, because for us, we want to make sure that we're accountable and responsible for anything we do for our clients or our agents around the world. So if it means someone working until 2 o'clock in the morning, that's what needs to happen. But if they want to take a piano lesson at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, well, I want to make sure that they focus their life around work versus work around life. So for us, a big achievement for us is, we have our in-house custom brokerage, we have our IATA, we have our ISO, et cetera, but we achieved the B Corp certification. I'm not sure how many people here know B Corp outside of the US or around the world, but it is a certification that we go through to show that we give back, that we're very focused on social responsibility. And so we're really ingraining that into the fabric of our culture. So anytime we travel, we buy carbon offsets, we focus on giving back to the global community, and we were the first B Corp certified freight forwarder in the US, Mexico, Chile, and Peru. So, moving to tariffs. Obviously, it's a topic of a lot of conversation, right? It's trying to figure out what to do, how to work with our client, our agents to be nimble, and how to work to either avoid, reduce, or recover the tariffs that are coming into play. And it's been a mess, right? I'll have emails from Anthony saying, I have 6 containers I need to send to the US, and the client needs to understand what's going to happen, and we really don't know at this point, right? Where we stand now is he's pushed the tariffs for Canada and Mexico into pushed those off. He's delayed it by a month and delayed it by another month. He then put on 10% in from China into the US, and then tacked on another 10%, and then 25% worldwide for steel. The biggest question mark is the reciprocal tariffs, which are coming down the pipeline and set to take effect on April 2nd. Nobody knows what the reciprocal tariffs are going to be. The only thing that we've been able to advise our clients and our agents around the world is take a look at whatever, if your country is importing something from the US, what is that tariff, right? Or what is the duty rate and the VAT? Because whatever that is coming into the country will likely be whatever's going to come back to us. Unfortunately, the U.S. is on a non-VAT system when it comes to transferring taxes down to the consumer. So the biggest fear that we have is that if something is being sent or imported from that company, he's taking the VAT into account for what he's going to be putting on for a tariff for the product moving to the U.S. So I think we can flip through a lot of this stuff, but what we've been really working on is how do we avoid, how do we reduce, or how do we recover tariffs? And it's been working closely with clients where, I have a client that was bringing in a product into the U.S. and there's an anti-dumping tariff that came to effect of 460%. And obviously, at that rate, the original duty rate was, I think, 18%, and it went from 18 to 460. So it was, what do we do? We turn containers around, we bring stuff in, so we have brought a bunch of product in foreign trade zones. So they'll sit there until they can figure out what to do with it, if they can either send it out to different countries, if they can break the product down into smaller parts to be able to become more tariff efficient, if you will, that's an option. But working with the clients to try and figure out what are the greater solutions. So other things we've been doing for avoiding tariffs are looking at the first sale rule, where if you're buying something from a foreign country, take a look at the first sale. From a custom brokerage, there's a lot of knowledge out there, right? But if there's somebody in the middle that you can take advantage of whatever that price of the first sale was of that product before it comes in the US, use that rate versus something else. Trying to move different factories to different countries, which we've been relocating factories from China to Thailand and actually Indonesia. So to try and get around this, but again, we've put a lot of things in the works with our clients, but we're not sure what's going to happen when it comes to April 2nd. So, so working on foreign trade zones, working on getting around the de minimis. We'll see what happens with that when it comes to bringing product in and shipping out from the de minimis standpoint or other ways, but it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs. But it's just a matter of making sure that we're working with our clients and your clients and our agents to figure out how we can become the most nimble as possible to be able to become more tariff efficient. So with that, I think this is all basically covered. So I'll go ahead and stop there and go into Q&A. So, all right. Thank you very much.